त्वमेव साक्षात् श्री महालक्ष्मी महासरस्वती महाकाली त्रिगुणात्मिका कुंडलिनी साक्षात् श्री आदिशक्ति माताजी श्री निर्मला देव्यै नमो नमः। ॐ त्वमेव साक्षात् श्री कल्की साक्षात् श्री आदिशक्ति माताजी श्री निर्मला देव्यै नमो नमः। ॐ त्वमेव साक्षात् श्री कल्की साक्षात् श्री सहस्रार स्वामिनी मोक्ष प्रदायिनी माताजी श्री निर्मला देव्यै नमो नमः।
Hello everyone, good evening. Jai Shri Mataji. Welcome to our 6th session of the intermediate series. Glad to have you all here today. Today is actually all about creativity. It's about realizing that the stillness of the mind allows us to gel with or discover the true key of creativity within us. That through the state of thoughtless awareness, we discover that beauty of creation reflected within us. We become as still and silent as still and silent as a lake, kind of reflecting that beauty of nature around it. Basically, becoming, so just as that still lake reflects the beauty of the nature around, we become in that thoughtless state, become the channel or the creative instrument of the collective consciousness. So to talk to us a little bit more about this amazing chakra, we have Megha joining us today from Queensland. Hello, Megha. Welcome. How are you?
Hello, Rita and Shri Mataji, everyone. It's so glad to be with you here today.
Thank you so much for making time for us today. Now, what do you have in store for us?
Today, I understand you've been meditating for a while now, so we will just do initial foot soak session just to balance our chakras. It's always good to do a bit of balancing after your day's work, or if you're starting your day, it's always good to be in balance. So we'll just do a little meditation with foot soak if possible. If you already have your foot soak buckets ready, that's great. You can, or if you don't, you can just go and quickly get it. Then we have a bit more about the Swadhisthana chakra, which is the second chakra, as you mentioned, Rita Didi. And then we'll talk a bit more about creativity, how when this chakra is enlightened, we become more creative. And then we will just listen to Shri Mataji's talk and have some more music. on meditation.
Beautiful. So I suppose we also touched that a little bit when the first part of the series we spoke about is that the Swadhisthana is also connected with the attention, uh,
Yes.
and a little bit about knowledge. So if we, that purity of knowledge or the knowledge of self and things like that. So we will catch up with all of that as we go through. So the floor is all yours, Megha. We
Thank
will
you.
see you again after.
So, hello everyone. Like I mentioned, we'll just do a quick foot soak, and if you have your foot soak buckets ready to go, that's really great. We'll obviously start with putting ourselves into bandhan or putting under putting the protection around us, and then I'll just guide you through some basic clearance while we are meditating with our foot soak, and after that, then we will talk a bit more about the Swadhisthana chakra. For the foot soak, I also thought that since you've just learned about the Muladhara chakra, the base chakra, last week, we could just do a little bit of recap on during our foot soak, actually focusing a bit more on Muladhara and just balancing that chakra as well to start off. So we'll just start with raising our Kundalini and putting ourselves into Bandhan. And we'll just do it really slowly with our attention on our hand. And bring it back. So we do it 3 times, as you all know by this time. And if we can do this really slowly with our full attention, it really helps to get into that balanced state almost instantaneously. It's really good technique to put you in balance very quickly. And then we obviously put the rainbow or the protection around us 7 times. And you do a namaskar as well. So to start off, we'll put both our hands on our lap, and we'll just put our foot in the buckets, foot soak buckets. And as we all know that foot soak buckets, the water in there actually represents the sea water, which is really good to clear all our bottom chakras, so Muladhara, Swadhisthana, and Nabhi especially, and the void as well. So we'll start by balancing our left channel. So we'll put our left hand on our lap, and with the right hand, you just put it towards the Mother Earth. And we'll just say, Mother Kundalini, please take away all the impurities from my left channel. And please bless my left channel with pure desire. Mother Kundalini, please take away all the impurities from my left channel, and please bless my left channel with pure desire. Now we'll bring our right hand back onto our lap, and we'll clear our right channel. So putting our left hand like a chimney with palm facing towards you. And we'll just say, Mother Kundalini, please take away all the extra heat from my right channel. Please cool down my right channel. And you would have noticed the affirmations that we use are really very simple. But the most important thing is all these affirmations, when you say them, you just say them from your heart. You really want them to be manifested within your subtle system. So you just pray with your heart to Mother Kundalini. And then whatever you say, even if you say it in your own language, it really doesn't matter as long as you say it from your heart, that prayer. Mother Kundalini, please, even if you just simply say, Mother Kundalini, please clear my right channel. That's enough. As long as you have that pure desire within you to clear your right channel and be in that balanced situation, balanced state all the time. So Mother Kundalini, please take away all the extra heat from my right channel. And the reason I say is often, if you're only starting to meditate, you may not remember all the affirmations that we say. So you don't stress. That's the reason I'm saying this, that as long as you have that pure desire within yourself and you just pray from your heart, it still works out. And even if you don't say, but your attention is on your Sahasrara, and you just simply doing this gesture actually works. The another very important thing here is to surrender all your thoughts, all your actions to your own Mother Kundalini, because we always have to remember that she is the doer and she is the enjoyer. So we'll just say, Mother Kundalini, I surrender all my thoughts and actions to you, because you are the doer and you are the enjoyer. Now bring your left hand onto your lap again. And with your right hand, just take some strands of Kundalini energy from the base of your spine. And again, very slowly raise that along your central channel. And then just put it on top of your head. And you might already be feeling quite balanced, quite relaxed, as soon as your left channel and the right channel is in balance. It's also, the trick is to get rid of your thoughts, right? So we want to be in that thoughtless meditation all the time. So if you are getting any thoughts, just please don't react to them, because most of our thoughts are actually rising as a result of reaction to the previous thoughts. So if we stop reacting to our thoughts, that's when we actually break that circuit of constant thoughts, like a wave coming and going. So please don't react to these thoughts. Just let them come and go, and you become the witness on the shores, as if you're standing on the shore just watching the waves. Now we'll do a little bit of clearing of our Muladhara chakra. So if you are able to put your attention on your Muladhara chakra, which is the bottom of your spine, that'll be really great. But you can also take your right hand and put it in front of your Muladhara chakra. You don't have to touch it. And then you just make some small circles in a clockwise direction, always, when you're clearing it from the front. And we'll start with the center, and then we'll just do left, right, and then come back to center. So at the center, you just make some small circles, and then we just throw away any impurities in that chakra. And while doing that, we just say, Mother Kundalini, please make me an innocent person. Mother Kundalini, please bless me with the divine innocence and chastity. Please make me a wise person. Please make me the worthy of your attention. Please make me a childlike, innocent person. As we know, children are the most innocent person or people on this earth, and we really want to be innocent like them. They're very wise, they're very intelligent, but at the same time, they're very innocent. And we all can be like that. So we just say, Mother Kundalini, please make us childlike, innocent, and wise person. So we'll move our hand towards the left Muladhara, so the left side of your subtle system, the Muladhara chakra. And again, we'll just do some small circles there and just take out any impurities in that left Muladhara chakra. Then you bring your hand back to your center Muladhara, and then now we'll do it on the right hand side. So just making some small circles and then take away any impurities in our right Muladhara chakra. And then finally bringing it back to our central Muladhara. And as we've done it, we'll just take some small circles, take some small strands of Kundalini energy, and then just slowly take it along your central channel and then put it on top of your head. And we'll bring our right hand again back onto our lap. We'll also clear a little bit on our Agya chakra. So you just take your right hand and put it in front of your forehead, and then just make some small circles, and then just throw away any impurities or negativities that might be affecting this chakra from opening up. And we'll also say, Mother Kundalini, I forgive everyone and I forgive myself. And this is so important, to forgive everyone without even thinking about the problem, or, they might have caused some hurt you at some time. Just don't even think about it. Just forgive and say, Mother Kundalini, I forgive everyone and I forgive myself. Also, please forgive yourself if you think you have done anything wrong, rather than, holding yourself as guilty. Just please forgive yourself and just say, Mother Kundalini, I forgive everyone and I forgive myself. Also, just simply, I forgive, I forgive, I forgive. And we'll just take some more strands of Kundalini energy and then just put it on top of our head. Just keep both our hands on our lap. And just enjoy this balanced state of mind where you have no thoughts, and you just enjoying this present moment. So that is the key of meditation, that you just enjoy the present moment, the moment that you are here now, and you just be in that thoughtless state. So we'll just finish off foot soak by just washing your feet off if you have your fresh mug of water ready to go, and then wipe your feet off. If you still want to be in the water for a little bit longer, you can. And we will just move forward, and then we'll just have some slides on the Swadhisthana chakra to help us. And I'll just talk you through and explain a little bit more about this amazing chakra that we have within ourselves. So as you can see on the screen, the chart that, so as we know, the Swadhisthana chakra, they are on your thumb, actually on the central nervous system. Yes, so that's the second chakra where the mouse was before. Yes, and that's obviously on the central nervous system. And if you notice, our left channel, actually the yellow one, sorry, the right channel actually starts from there. So see how that starts from there, and then it crosses over at the Agya chakra, the sixth energy center, and goes on to the other side of the brain. And on your hands, you have the two thumbs. So obviously the left thumb represents the left aspect of the Swadhisthana chakra, and the right thumb represents the right aspect of the Swadhisthana chakra. On our central nervous system, it's also called the aortic plexus. So in medical terms, you might often hear the term aortic plexus, which is nothing but this center of creativity, or the Swadhisthana chakra. The next one, please. So as it says, is the creativity, is the center of creativity. And as Rita Didi was explaining so beautifully, that when you become thoughtless, you just become that lake with the still water. So the water is completely still, but if you look at a lake with the completely still water, you never understand the depth of that water. But in actual fact, they become very, very deep. And most of the lakes which are actually very still, you would often find them very deep. And that exactly happens to us when we get our self-realization and we achieve that thoughtless state. We go into that thoughtless meditation. Our attention becomes completely still. It's not flickering away. It's not moving from one to the other. And you become a very deep person. And in that depth, you start to reflect those creativity of nature itself. So you become really creative person. On a gross level, it can manifest as, a poetry or dance or music. So suddenly people who have never written a poem can become a very good poet, or people who never sang before can become a very good singer. Although singing also comes from this fifth energy center, the Vishuddhi, but the creativity starts to flow within you, and you really don't have to put a lot of effort. In real life, actually, the people who you see are very good singers or dancers or painters. They actually do have this center quite well developed within them. They may not have got their self-realization, or they may not have their Kundalini energy awakened or the system awakened, but the chakras and the subtle system still exist. And maybe one of these centers is actually quite developed, or they're blessed with that chakra, and they actually start to manifest that in as their creativity. But after self-realization, it's completely different. It's you start to find beauty in others' creations, nature's creations, and things like that. The most important thing, what often Shri Mataji says, that you start to create a beautiful people, a person, and it's that person can be yourself, actually, because often we all have certain negativities or certain aspects in our character, in our life, that are obviously not 100% good. But after realization, you actually start to reflect on yourself, and you start to create a beautiful person out of you, but also others. So you start giving realization to other people, and then in turn, they can, they learn to control their anger. They learn to become more calm and meditative, and you become a lovable person, that person people would like to be around, and things like that. So you start to emit that love, that creativity from yourself. Another interesting fact about this chakra is it actually moves around the Nabi chakra, which is the center, the third center actually, which is at your navel. And then Swadhisthana chakra actually moves around that Nabi chakra and creates the void, which is the light green area. And that's where our center of mastery is. So that's where it is represented the 10 commandments, or the 10 valencies of human life, that Shri Mataji says that we all have this 10 valencies which guides us, which helps us become a good human being. So no one has to tell us what's right or what's wrong. We just know what is right, and we just become that righteous person automatically, spontaneously. So this chakra is really amazing, and once this chakra is developed and fully manifested, you really start to manifest those qualities not only within you but around you. And also this chakra is related on the left aspect. It also represents the pure knowledge. So you become more knowledgeable about your own subtle system, of course, because now you can actually feel all the energy centers at your fingertips. So you can diagnose yourself what is wrong or right with you, and what needs to be, I wouldn't say corrected, but what needs more attention, and which chakra needs more attention, and how you balance yourself. So you become more knowledgeable, and it is the pure knowledge which you can't find in any scriptures or books or anywhere. But you also become knowledgeable about others. So if someone once tries to tell you something wrong, or which is if they're trying to trick you, you instantly know that this person is not saying the right thing, and you start to feel that at your fingertips. So it's nothing like, I know we often say, oh, it doesn't feel good in the gut. So that's really true, but you also actually start to feel on your fingertips, and that's really amazing. And that can be so helpful in your daily life, that without even telling anyone on their face, whether they're saying right or wrong, and then you can just decide your action or reaction to that, and how you deal with them. So this is really, really powerful, that pure knowledge. And then also on the right hand side, it's your attention. So as Rita Didi was saying in the beginning, that it also helps us to achieve that pure attention that I also just mentioned, that when your attention is focused, you are not moving or swaying from one thought to the other, from between the past and the future. You are focused, your attention is clean and steady, and only then you can actually start to manifest these qualities within yourself. And you can also try to also influence others. You can take the right decisions, what's to be done. So that's a really powerful thing to have, especially at the modern times when there is so much turmoil and there's so many things going on around us. It really helps us to know what is truth, what is the absolute truth, and having our attention on the right things and focused, and keep ourselves into balanced state and being in meditation. Do we have yes, the next one, please. So there are different affirmations. So on the left, like we said, it's a pure knowledge, and on the right hand side is the attention, but it's also that surrendering and knowing that Shri Mataji, or the Mother Kundalini, is actually the doer and the enjoyer. So the moment you can detach yourself from that action, then you actually start to enjoy a bit more, and that's really blissful, trust me. So once you know that, yes, you do. So it's a bit tricky. So you don't shrug your responsibility, you do it with full responsibility, but then you are not bothered about the outcome. So that's what it means. So you just surrender your thoughts and actions to your Mother Kundalini and Shri Mataji, and you know that she will do whatever is benevolent for you, what is best for you. The next one, please. And also we'll just touch on a little bit on the deity. So I think you heard about Shri Ganesha, who is actually deity of Muladhara chakra. And this is Goddess Saraswati. She is the deity for Swadhisthana chakra, and she is the goddess of creativity. So in India, she's also called the goddess of learning. So all your knowledge, obviously now you can relate that, because Swadhisthana chakra is also represents the pure knowledge. So she's the goddess of knowledge and creativity and, pure knowledge. So she's worshipped, and she controls, or she resides on your Swadhisthana chakra, on the second chakra. So maybe now we can just, if you can just keep your attention on your Sahasrara, and just for maybe a couple minutes, keep your attention on your Sahasrara before we start listening to Shri Mataji's talk on Swadhisthana chakra. And then once we finish Shri Mataji's talk, we can then come back and do a bit more meditation. So we'll just, with our right hand, we'll just take some strands of Kundalini energy and then just put it on top of our hand. And we'll just quickly do the affirmations that we did, just learned for Swadhisthana chakra. And then we'll listen to Shri Mataji's talk. So we'll put our right hand back onto our lap. Please keep your attention on your Sahasrara chakra, which is just at the top of your hand, right at the frontal bone area. Now with our right hand, we'll just put it on our left Swadhisthana chakra, which is where your leg meets the torso. So you know the place where we put your hand during our self-realization as well, and you ask for your pure knowledge. And that's exactly what we are going to do. Is Mother Kundalini, please give me the pure knowledge. Mother Kundalini, please give me the pure knowledge. Please give me the knowledge of self. And this is the knowledge of the roots. Now we'll take our right hand and put it on our central Swadhisthana chakra, which is below our belly button. And this is where we'll say, Mother Kundalini, please make me a creative person. So this is where our creativity lies. And we'll just say, Mother Kundalini, please make us a creative person. Please make me a creative person. Mother Kundalini, please bless me so that I can create a beautiful person within myself, but also help others to become a beautiful person. Mother Kundalini, please help me to manifest all the creativity within me, and let me appreciate the nature, the creativity in the nature. The beauty of nature. And start to manifest that beauty and creativity within myself. Now we'll take our left hand, so we'll put our right hand on our lap, and with our left hand, we'll put it on the right hand side of our Swadhisthana chakra. So it's basically where your right leg meets the torso, the body. And this is the center of pure attention. And this is really, really important. So with full desire, with pure heart, we just say, Mother Kundalini, please bless me with the pure attention. Mother, you are the doer, you are the enjoyer, I do nothing. Please bless me with the pure attention. Now we'll bring our left hand back onto our lap, and we'll keep our attention on our Sahasrara as we listen to Shri Mataji talking about the Swadhisthana chakra in bit more detail.
With love, all kinds of creative action takes place. You see how Raulbai has love for me. And in this place, you all also got new ideas of creating a beautiful thing. And as love will increase, your creativity will develop. So the basis of all creativity of Saraswati is love. If there is no love, there is no creativity. It's even in the deeper sense. You see, people who have created all the scientific things are also out of love for the masses, not for themselves. Nobody has produced anything for themselves. If they make something for themselves, it has to become for universal use, otherwise it has no meaning. Even if you say atom bomb and all these things are created from science, they are also very protective. If they had not created those, people would not have taken out their minds from war. Now nobody can think of having a big war. Of course they are having cold wars, but that also will gradually stop when they will be fed up of it. So all the activity on the right hand side of Saraswati basically has to end up in love, starts with love and ends up in love. Whichever does not end up in love coils up and finishes. It just disappears. So you can see that even matter which is not used for love just finishes. The basis has to be love. Otherwise all such matter that we create, which has angularity, which is not fitting into the mass media, which is not appealing to the masses. Of course, it takes time. We have seen that it takes time. But it has that tendency always to disappear in the thin air as soon as you find it does not appeal to the masses. Now this love of that we talk of, this great love of God we talk of, we know that it for definite through vibrations. People do not have vibrations, but still they can feel the vibrations in a very unconscious way. All the great paintings of the world have vibrations. All the great creative works of the world have vibrations. Only those who have vibrations have been sustained by time. Otherwise all other things are destroyed. There must have been monuments and horrible statues and horrible things that have been created long time back, but were all destroyed by nature and they could not stand the impact of the Kala, that is the destructive power of time. So all that is sustaining, all that is nurturing, all that is ennobling comes from this sense of love which is within us, very much developed, but within others also who are not yet realized. Ultimately the whole world has to realize that one has to go to that ultimate love of God, otherwise it has no meaning. Now you have seen in art, people have taken to other methods of appealing to people by using cheap things and very vulgar things, just to make people think that this is art. But this will all disappear. It cannot sustain the impact of the time, as I told you. It cannot, because the time will kill it. All these things have to disappear. And already you can see the result, how things are changing everywhere, even in the West. So there is no need to be so much disappointed with the West and to say that the Western world is a wasteland. It is going to be all right, and it has to be done. Especially it has done a lot of puja of Saraswati, I should say, in the West. Much more that they have done in India, because they have gone to learning, they have tried to find out so many things. But only thing they forgot that it is a goddess of learning. Everything comes from the goddess, that's what they forgotten. And that's why all the problems have been created. If there is no spirit in your learning, if there is no source of the goddess in your learning, then it is absolutely useless. If they have realized that there is the spirit, that is working it out, they would not have gone that far. And that's what I was warning the Indians all through, that you are now taking to industrial revolution in a way. And to avoid all the complications of industrial revolution, you must try to know the spirit. If you do not know the spirit, you will have the same problems as these people have, because they are also human beings, you are also human beings. You will go the same way, at random you will run, and there will be problems, the same problems as the Western people have suffered. Now, Saraswati's blessings are so many that one cannot describe in such a short time. And the Surya has given us so many powers that it is impossible to tell them even in one lecture, even in 10 lectures. But how we go against Surya and how we go against Saraswati while doing the worship of Saraswati is to be seen very clearly within ourselves. For example, the Western people are very fond of Surya because they have no Surya with them. But they go too far with it, as you know, and create complications within themselves of Surya. But the main thing that one has to achieve through Surya is the light within. Is the light within. And if Surya chakra at the Agya level is occupied by Lord Jesus Christ, then it is even more essential that the purity of life, what we call niti, is the morality of life. The morality itself has become very much sort of an argument in the West. People don't have any sense of absolute morality. On vibrations, of course, you know. But they have gone all against it. Those who are the worshippers of Jesus, those who are the worshippers of the Surya, of the Saraswati, have all gone against the powers of Surya, just disobeying it. Because you cannot be a Surya if you do not have a proper sense of morality and holiness. The Surya itself brings light. You see everything. So many qualities Surya has got. It dries up everything that is wet, dirty, filthy. It dries up all these places which create parasites. But so many parasites are created in the West. Not only parasites, but there are horrible cuts and horrible things which have come into those countries which is supposed to be full of light. And in that darkness they exist. Darkness about their spirit, darkness about their own knowledge, and darkness about love. These three things have taken over in the places where you are supposed to love light. Light doesn't mean what you see with your gross eyes. Light means from within, the light of love. That one should understand. Light of love. And it's so soothing, it's so sweet, it's so beautiful, it's so enamoring, it's so abounding that unless and until you can feel that light within you, that light which is of pure love, of purity, pure relationships, pure understanding, if you can develop that kind of a light within yourself, then the whole thing will be cleansed. Wash me and I shall be whiter than snow. This is what happens to you when you are completely cleansed. The purest form of nature is within us. The purest form of nature is within us. Our chakras are made out of that purest form of nature. We are the only people who are spoiling it by our mental thinking. Again, the same Saraswati's work. We are going against Saraswati itself. Saraswati cleanses all that is impure in nature, while with our brain activity we are spoiling all that. All our brain activity goes against pure intelligence. And that's what one has to understand, that this pure intelligence is not to be soiled by our thinking. Our thinking can make us so bumptious, so ego-oriented, so impure, that we can really eat the poison and say, what's wrong? Just the opposite of Saraswati. If Saraswati is within us, she gives us subuddhi, wisdom. And that's why to worship Saraswati, to worship Surya, we must have that clear vision as to what we have to be, what we are doing, what filth we are living in, what our mind is getting into. After all, we are here for emancipation and not for just pampering our ego and living with our filth that is with us. So this light should come within us and we should try to rise above our own mental filth which is being created around us. So in your judgment, what is there? There is no pure knowledge. So see how connected they are. Vibrations, which is love. And also the other thing which you have to have is the knowledge, the pure knowledge, the true knowledge. We can say that pure knowledge and true knowledge is like the energy, like electricity. And the way you feel it, the way you understand it, it exists, that is love. People don't understand also what is the love is. They get mad after someone and say that, Mother, I think that I'm in love with that person. And after 5 days they'll come and say, Mother, no, I won't have anything to do with that person. Why? Because you have not got the pure knowledge. You did not feel the pure knowledge in that person through your vibrations. Now see how connected it is. Like we can say the sun and the sunlight. What is the difference between the two? Sun is there. When sun comes, there is sunlight. So what is the difference? Or we can say the moon and the moonlight. What is the difference? There is no difference in these two things. One is the moon and another is the light. So all these things are very, very confusing, that we don't understand how confused we are about it, and we don't understand how our vibrations can mislead us. Because vibrations are there, all right, but sometimes even if they are missing, just to justify yourself, you will say, we have vibration. And we feel that it's very good, excellent. And later on, you will discover that it's not so. So, even now, when we are realized souls, we should know what is encompassing us, which is around us. What is that which makes us feel that it's all right, it is good, we should have it. Once we start understanding that vibrations of pure knowledge are of a very different nature, then you are not attached to that person, you are not attached to that family, you are not attached to that country, nothing. But what you feel is the pure vibrations coming to you. This is the point which is very confusing. When you say my vibrations are good, I like those vibrations, and while you jump into the ocean of filth. Many people have asked me, Mother, why is it sometimes we make mistakes? You do not make mistakes. It's your ignorance which is darkness. And that's why whenever you plunge into it, you fall into trouble. So to understand that our knowledge has to be completely clear.
So if we can just continue to keep your attention on your Sahasrara, just on the top of your head. And I think we're just going to play a little music. We won't play it for the whole time, but just maybe 3 to 4 minutes, and then just try to meditate with that music, but just having your attention on Sahasrara. And I often say that try to listen to the music with your attention. So not just by your ears, but actually with full attention, full awareness that you try to listen to that music. And that really helps to, get rid of any thoughts, any other thoughts that you might be getting. And then just slowly get into that thoughtless awareness. So if you can just have that music, please. So you can slowly open your eyes when you're ready. And we'll just finish our meditation by putting ourselves back into Bandhan. So we'll just again slowly raise our Kundalini and then just tie one knot. And the second one. And the third one. And then we'll just put the bandhan around us 7 times. And then we'll just do namaskar with both our hands at the center. Jai Shri Mataji.
Shri Mataji. Thank you so much, Megha, for an absolutely wonderful meditation, a very informative session. A
Thank you.
couple of very interesting points I suppose I found with what you had brought up. But we spoke a lot about Saraswati, and we were talking about deities. So deities, I suppose I heard someone describe as a role model for the energy centers, but also
Yes.
they are the source of the energy. So they are, it's like the sun for the earth and sun for the planets and the plants. So it's like that. So it's the source of the energy for that particular energy center. So Brahmadeva is another one we describe, who is the creator. So just as the creativity of music and art is
Yes.
the ultimate creator of everything.
So yeah, if you think like what I said, that you create a person, your beautiful person. So Brahmadeva kind of represents that he is the creator. He creates everything. And then obviously Saraswati is the power who actually manifests as music and art and knowledge and everything. Yeah.
Absolutely, yes. So, and I suppose the other thing that I wanted to mention here is that the other important role for this energy center is that it actually breaks down those fat particles in the abdomen to replace
Yes, of
the
course. I missed that. Yeah.
gray and white cells in the brain. So therefore, in a way, it generates the energy for or the that fuels our thinking.
Yeah.
So when you were talking about the artists and artists having that ability, so that the center, is a little bit more developed in them, a little bit more
Yeah.
manifested in them. But when you kind of think that, okay, this center also fuels our thinking. So when that overuse or overactivity or overthinking happens, it exhausts this energy center, and then it kind of results in, I suppose, if you're a writer, that writer's block that we talk about.
Yes. Yes.
So that's
Yeah.
right. So so
But
every
even
action has a reaction kind of thing. So again, I mean, one of the things we talk about is, yes, then you can, as I suppose the ability in terms of Sahaja, once your Kundalini is awakened, is that you can then balance the right side. You can
yes, absolutely.
down, and then it reignites that ability of this
Yeah. And also the overthinking can cause all the modern day diseases that we are blessed with, all the stress and blood sugar, blood pressure and whatnot.
Yeah, it's after the spleen. So the spleen acts as a brake,
Yes.
and we're kind of doing that. So if it's
So yeah,
something you want to go
even
into,
these
have it
days, like
nice.
yeah, like olden times, or even these days, the villagers, they could eat, like often Shri Mataji gives that example, that a glass of tea could have so much sugar at the bottom that spoon could actually stand still, stand straight. But they don't have problem of blood sugar. It's all we, that modern people living in the cities and thinking too much all the time,
And the
come up with all this.
of the future and all that kind of stuff. So,
But I have seen people actually controlling their diabetes through meditation, at so many people, that it's really remarkable.
That's right. So, I mean, some more of these balancing techniques and stuff we will cover in, in the practice in the advanced series. But I think the other thing that I found very interesting, and which is again something, something that's great to practice, is what Megha was mentioning. That in a way it kind of empowers you. It gives you that ability to decipher the truth of a
Yes.
situation, being in the present, to make that right decision.
Absolutely, yes.
To develop the trust in yourself, to be guided by your spirit, your vibrations, to kind of be connected to the moment, so that
Yes.
and as you were saying, that surrender, that whatever happens is happening something that is the best for you. I mean, maybe not in this second, but
yeah, that maybe that we think it's not good, but sometimes, often, or most times, what we think is good for us, it's actually not good for us, maybe. So it's really good to so it's kind of tricky. I find that often Shri Mataji also says that you have to do the work, you have to take the responsibility, but then also just learn to leave it at the Paramachatana, and then have that trust that whatever the outcome is actually best for you.
Yes,
So
yes. So, um, for the new yogis we have here who have journeyed through the 21 days with us and, joining us in the Going Deeper series now, what is the one advice or recommendation you have for them?
have patience with yourself. I often actually say that in the live programs that I used to do as well, because I find often, the new yogis may think, oh, these people keep talking about vibrations and, feeling and all that. I don't feel anything. It really doesn't work. But no, really have patience with yourself. Even if you're not feeling anything today, just don't give up. Keep trying. At least try to meditate in the morning or afternoon, evening, whenever you find time. It doesn't have to be in the morning or have to be at night. And yeah, when we got our realization, we used to meditate even at office. I remember we would go in the corner and, just meditate. And the excitement of, starting to feel something on your fingertips was just amazing. But having said that, if you're not feeling anything, it's nothing wrong with you, really. Like when we were in the Middle East and we had a Sahaja Yogi with us, and honestly, he said he couldn't feel anything for a couple of years, actually, but he never gave up. And then he went to Vashi. And I think after the first night, he said that I don't know what the doctors did, and I just suddenly felt everything, everything just opened up. So you never know when that moment will come to you. It could happen just like that anytime. So just please have patience with yourself. Even if you're not feeling all the vibrations and things like that we keep talking about, you will feel. Definitely you are you are one of the chosen ones, that you made that first step and you came here and you're continuing. So please continue and just please meditate. Don't give up. Try to meditate at least 5-10 minutes every day, and it only gets better.
Absolutely. And as you said, even if you don't feel in your hands, the most of in the deeper series, as we are seeing, it's represented in your feet, it's represented in the head,
Yes.
it's represented in parts of your body, and it's on your spine. So even if you're not feeling, you might be feeling it represented somewhere else. Or if not that, even just the fact that you're feeling nice and calm, you're feeling that joy, you're feeling that opening of the heart, you're starting to look at the beauty of nature or enjoy little things that are happening or just see things falling into place. All of that is just that
and
happiness.
Also I think just paying attention to those things, those little things, like try to appreciate what you have and feeling grateful for what you have, and also try to pay attention to those little things in life really makes you feel that grateful.
Yes, just bringing it always then is that bringing that back to the center, to the now.
Yeah, and try to connect those dots whenever you can with this knowledge that you're getting from this Going Deeper series and even before. And trying to connect those dots, like how it is actually working in favor of you, how things are falling into place, and without putting much effort, you are actually being looked after. And having that faith that, yes, you are always looked after.
Absolutely. Well, thank you very much. Now we have a beautiful music for our outro to continue with meditation. Did you want to explain a little bit about that?
Yeah, sure. So this is the little music that we played is based on a raga. So I'm not sure if this was touched on, but Indian classical music is also very scientifically designed, I guess, and it actually helps the subtle system. So there are ragas for each energy center, and the one that we played today is for the second energy center, which is Swadhisthana. And the next song that we are going to play is composed by Rabindranath Tagore. So he was a realized soul, and he actually spoke about the advent of Shri Mataji in one of his poems, and how Shri Mataji will actually bring together every race, every religion, everyone together on the shores of Ganapatipula, which is a place near Pune in India. So this is one of his composition, and it's on the same, based on the same raga, and it's also actually offered or dedicated to Shri Saraswati. So it's the praise of Shri Saraswati, the song, and you will see. So this song is a combination of the Tagore composition and the actual raga. So you will. So that's. Hope you enjoy.
So thank you so much, Megha, for being here today, and thank you. For
It's a pleasure. It's always nice.
Amazing meditation, such a wealth of knowledge. So we will see you all again on Friday. And
Yes.
stay back in meditation with the beautiful music for a little bit longer. I'm just going to start.
Thank you, and happy meditating, everyone.
Yes, absolutely.
মধুর মধুর ধ্বনি বাজে হৃদয় কমল বনু মাঝে মধুর মধুর ধ্বনি বাজে হৃদয় কমল বনু মাঝে মধুর নিভৃত বাসিনী বিনা পানি অমৃত মূরতি মতি বাণী নিভৃত বাসিনী বিনা পানি অমৃত মূরতি মতি বাণী হিরণ কিরণ ছবিখানি পরাণের কথা সে বিরাজে হৃদয় কমল বনু মাঝে মধুর মধুরিত জাগে দিবানিশি পিক কুহরিত দিশি দিশি মধুরিত জাগে দিবানিশি পিক কুহরিত দিশি দিশি মানস মধুপ পদ তলে মুরছি পড়িছে পরিমলে এসো দেবী এসো হে আলোকে একবার তোরে হেরি চোখে এসো দেবী এসো হে আলোকে একবার তোরে হেরি চোখে গোপনে থেকো না থেকো না থেকো না গোপনে থেকো না মনোলোকে ছায়াময় মায়াময় সাজে হৃদয় কমল বনু মাঝে মধুর মধুর ধ্বনি বাজে হৃদয় কমল বনু মাঝে মধুর তারারে দানি তারে তাকুন্দরি পিঠ তাক দানো নম তারারে তুলানা তারারে দানি তারে তাকুন্দরি পিঠ তাক দারারে দানি তারে তাকুন্দরি পিঠ তাক sare ga de takide dum re ga ma da takide dum sare ga de takide dum re ga ma da takide dum sare ga de takide dum re ga ma da takide dum sare re ga de takide dum na 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 da